and welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim, and I'm your hostess for this fun little podcast that I put out every week. This is a podcast about knitting and spinning and dyeing yarn, all of which I do from my home outside of Lima, Ohio. Yay! And I live here with my puppy dog, Ginger Snap, and my kitty cat, Purdy, and my husband, Randy. And, I just want to welcome each and every one of you this week, whether this is your first time or you've watched this many, many times. I'm so happy that you discovered my little podcast. I love just chatting with you guys and pretending that you're right here in front of me and we're just talking about crafty stuff. So anyways, if you saw last week, you saw I had technical issues. For some reason, I have Blogger on my phone, but for some reason, even after I save it on my computer, it doesn't necessarily come up on my phone. So the show notes I have for this week are a little old. The ones that will be posted will be the current ones, but I don't know why this is happening, but it is. Excuse me, I'm going to open up my tea and it's going to pop. Anyways, today is June 13th, and this is episode 119. All the places you could find me include Ravelry, where I'm NapiersKnits, that's my own page, and then Naturally Kim's Knitting is the podcast group. On Etsy, I'm NapiersKnits. On Instagram, I'm knittin_Kim. And on YouTube, Blogger, and Wordpress, you can find me as Naturally Kim's Knitting. Now, I have a couple knit-alongs going on right now. One is the Mosaic knit-along, which you have a couple more weeks to finish. We'll be ending that one at the end of this month. And then I've decided our next knit-along is going to be any tin cat pattern. I love their patterns. And they have everything from hats to gloves to just everything. And there's some free patterns on there. So I thought maybe it'd be fun if we could do a tin cat knit along for the next 2 months. And I'll be posting the rules soon. I just wanted you to be able to get on there and check out the patterns that they offer and see if there's anything there that tickles your fancy. If so, let me know which one you might be working on. I'd be so happy to see. Anyways, so right now we're working on a Mosaic knit-along, which runs till the end of June, and I will be locking that thread on July 1st and drawing a winner. So far, we only have 2 people that have entered things. I would love to see some of you who have been taking your time to get it right. Just go ahead and post it. I would love to see what you've been working on with Mosaic knitting. And once again, I apologize every week because I am not doing Mosaic knit, but any of you who have watched my podcast knows I have quite a few items that are hibernating right now because I had way too many projects going. So I'm trying to limit the number of projects I do. I say trying because it always seems like a new one pops along every once in a while. Anyways, so I'm not taking part in that, but I hope that doesn't stop any of you. And then the other knit-along we always have going on is our finished object knit-along. All you have to do for that is post a picture of your item along with the name of the pattern under the thread under the Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group. And at the end of the month, I draw for the winners for anybody who posted something from that month. And I say this every week, but you guys amaze me. The talent that we have out there is wonderful. We've had some new ones added this week. Beautiful, beautiful. And so quite often I look them up just to see if I can add anything to my list. So anyways, if you're looking for the rules for either one of those podcasts, just go into the Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group, and in those threads, the Mosaic knit-along and the finished object, there's rules. They're not tough. I just one of the ones I do make sure, but well, there's a couple of them, that they are finished within the deadline, and that the people that win are members of the Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group. Okay, those of you who've watched know that I finished my grandson's sweater last week. Well, I say finished because I didn't put the buttons on. Well, I got on Etsy. Oh my goodness, I don't have her name. I don't have her name out with me. If I can find it. I'm not going to try to remember it. I will try to look it up and I will let you know and put it underneath here, hopefully. Anyways, because my grandson's sweater was rather bland, it didn't reflect his true nature, I got some buttons. And these actually met his approval, because when I showed them to him, when they Skyped me this week, he was all excited. My grandson loves choo-choo trains. So I got some wonderful little, choo-choo train buttons for his sweater. Different colors. But he loves them. So I'm going to be stitching these on and blocking it and getting it all ready to send out to him. In addition to those, I also got some other buttons that I thought I just really love. These little tree buttons. I was afraid that if the train buttons wouldn't work, I would go to these, but luckily the train buttons will work. I'm so happy. I also got these cute little charms. They say John 3:16. Oops! I dropped it. Sorry. Get it turned around. See if I can hold it in my little shaky fingers. But aren't those cute? So I got those from the same place, and like I said, I will try to post the name down here. If not, it will be in my show notes. Okay, then the some things that I'm actually working on right now. Oh, it's throwing me because my show notes are from a couple weeks ago. So one of the things I will show you, and I want you guys' input on this. This is a Helen Stewart shawl. It just came out in their latest club thing. I know I mentioned it last week, so it came out the week before. And this is the Maytham shawl by Helen Stewart, Curious Handmade. And I've made it this far. It's got some pretty little detail. You can see where I was last week, where that little progress marker is. So I've done all this top part since then, getting ready for a new section. But this is a two-colored shawl. And I am so stuck as to what to do the second color out of. I don't work with pink a lot, unless it's for my granddaughter. And so I've got 3 different skeins, and I would like your opinion. The first skein I have is the Tactile Dactyl yarn. And I'm just not sure. It would be a contrast. All of these will be a contrast. But let me know in the show notes which one you think would be best. This is the Tactile Dactyl. This is my Wildflower Prairie. And this is my Genevieve Penelope. So look at, tell me, I really am looking for your honest opinion, because I asked my husband and he'll say, oh, they all look fine. Any of them would work. Well, that's not the answer I need. I need help. So we're going to have a little impromptu as friends, would you help me out with this? I would so much appreciate that. Sorry, I'm at my table in case you can't tell. Now, I have a pair of Christmas socks. These are my, I can't say who they're for. Because they might watch. These are a surprise Christmas sock that I'm doing. The toe is out of Knit Picks Stroll Tweed. Firecracker Heather. Oh, and once again, I don't even know where the label is for this other one. I will have to look a couple weeks ago, because I mentioned it a couple weeks ago. But The only problem I have is the Knit Picks is a lighter weight, but it's still going to be a nice warm sock for my son for, you didn't hear me say that, for whoever receives this for this winter. And I am past the heel, so I'm working on the leg. Yay! I say yay a lot. I just love cheering. And no, I was not a cheerleader. I tried one year. Yes, I used to be skinny too. Way back when. Okay, then another thing that I have on my needles are my scrap yarn socks. I'm getting ready for the heel. And the heel will not be of this color because I did not have enough. Seeing as how they're scrap yarn socks, the heels will be of a different yarn. So these are just, I know these both were Knit Picks. I just don't know the colors anymore. I used them both for projects for Cece. So they're just leftovers. So I'm getting ready for the heel on both of those socks. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to show you my hand-spun scarf next because I'm loving how this is turning out. I'll give you the right side. As I mentioned last week, boy, I'm sorry for the reflection. Usually I have darkness. Today I have too much light. As I mentioned last week, I have a Stitch of the Day calendar. And so what I've been trying to do is if the stitch fits my scarf, then I knit it into the scarf. If not, I do a stockinette stitch, or I go to one of my other knitting knitting stitches books. So, and every stitch, I change colors. So, and I have to cut off my ends, yes. They've been woven in, I just haven't trimmed them yet. Is it that? I love the colors. I love each and every stitch. This one is a diamond. This was called the Inverness Diamond. You can't really see it. The Inverness Diamond. And I love Inverness. It's in Scotland. When my daughter and I went to visit there years ago, I had been feeling a little homesick. But we stepped off the train in Inverness. Train or bus, I don't remember. And I felt so relaxed. And I felt at home. It just was lovely. And I always tell my husband, if we ever move over to Scotland, we'll move to Inverness. I have one more project. Oh my goodness. Have you ever started a project that has intimidated you, but yet you get it out, you start working it, and you fall in love with it? That is me with my Harley sweater. Why is it that when I need a label, I have taken it out of the bag? Well, let me see there it goes. It's out of knit. No, it isn't. Oh, okay. It's out of Plymouth Select DK Merino Superwash. And the color is 1017. Now, I'll show you the book first. This is the book that it's out of, Twist and Tweed. You can still get this at Knit Picks. And that's going to be the sweater. I am still working on the shoulders, but I'm getting close to being done with the shoulders. And there went the yarn. It's hard to tell because they are on the needles, but this was the collar, and then this will turn, when I get ready to separate for the sleeves, get this right. This part will be the sleeves, and it has a cable running right down the middle of it. Sorry. This is the back and the front. And like I said, all the cables intimidated me at first, but now I love it. Excuse me, just a minute. Okay, that yarn ball is too little for me to pick up with my fingertips, and I'm dropping my choo-choo train buttons everywhere. But I'm loving that sweater. It is beautiful. That yarn is so soft. Of course, being merino, what would you expect? But being superwash, it'll be easy for my daughter to care for. So, yes, my granddaughter already has a request for another pattern for me to make. However, I'm a little unclear as to what it is because I've shown her a number of sweaters, but she wants either a zipper or a pull over the head, and she wants spot pockets. And if it somehow she wants giraffes on it. So what I may have to do is get some little giraffe buttons and just sew them on or something, because if she doesn't want a button-up sweater, I don't know where I'm going to put the buttons otherwise. So I will have to see. But she's really loved. I found a unicorn sweater and she liked it. I have to make sure none of these are button-up. Although it wouldn't be hard to change it. So she was out. So I've shown her so many, and I said, "So do you like this one or this one?" And I keep getting back, "Yes, yes, yes." So, but none of them were giraffes, so I'm not sure how this is going to work. But I told her, I said, "Okay, after I get the project done," because I didn't really tell her it was Mommy's because she would want to see it right away. So after I get the sweater done, or the project done I'm working on, I will start your sweater next. So I guess I'm going in a rotation here, you know. Except I haven't made anything for my son-in-law, so I really need to get him in on this. And my son. Okay, that is everything that's on my needle. I do not have anything finished this week. Soon. That's the way it works, isn't it? Seems like either I don't have anything finished, and then, well, 1 week I won't have anything finished, and the next week I'll have 2 or 3 things finished. I don't think it'll be 3. It might be 2, depending on how fast I knit the socks. But, and I suppose I'll have Tobias's sweater with the buttons on it, hopefully, next week. Oh my goodness. I wanted to let you know that Knit Picks has palette yarn on sale this month, through the end of the month. Then, I haven't added to my resolutions this week, but I did get my Knit Crate box. And I will be reviewing it right after this podcast. So if you want to see it, then just hang on and I'll put it at the end of this. I will probably post it separately on YouTube also, because I want to make sure to post it, or to show it to Knit Crates. I get points every time I review their packages for the month. So otherwise, there weren't any questions for me. I haven't had anything new happen. I believe that's it. It's hard to tell when I don't have the current show notes in front of me, but I think that's it. As far as the shop goes, they haven't added any new yarns to it. So if you're interested in seeing what's in my store, just go to NapiersKnits on Etsy and you can find what yarns I have. Otherwise, I think that's it. I hope you guys all have a very wonderful week. I hope it's full of craftiness, and I hope you don't make very many mistakes, but if you do, I hope they're easy to fix. I love each and every one of you. Big, big hugs, and stay tuned for the review of the Knit Crates if you want, or I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye, everybody. Hi, my name is Kim, and I usually host the podcast, Naturally Kim's Knitting. However, today I am doing a Knit Crates review. Went out to the mailbox 2 days ago, and there was my box from Knit Crates. Yes, I already opened it because I wanted to make sure that, I don't know why, I just wanted to see what they said. So this month's Sock Artisan Crate 2018 is ice cream. That's their theme. And it says, the fresh neons and icy brights of this month's shipment will have you screaming for more. Celebrate the season with these popping primary tones with a twist. These electric hues remind us of afternoons spent poolside, energetic beach towns, and the sizzling heat of summer days. Now, that makes me hungry for ice cream, and it makes me really want to go do something bright and happy. So, included in their box, I'm going to look off their card just so I make sure not to miss anything, is a skein of yarn, but less traveled yarn, and this is the Lolita colorway. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? I just think, it's almost like bubblegum ice cream. This is a yarn sock, 75% Superwash Merino, 25% nylon, 450 yards, and isn't that beautiful? So, the lady or the person who does this, you can find at travelingyarn.com. If you get knit crates, you also get a bonus code where you can get 15% off. So anyways, there's that. Then they always include a pattern to go along with the sock yarn. And it doesn't, you can't see the details very well. Maybe you can, better than I thought. But when you're part of Knit Crate's family, you get to, then they give you a code to go online and get the download the pattern for free. This is a Laura Phelan 5 o'clock somewhere socks. Isn't that pretty? This would normally be a $5 pattern. So it's not bad. Then in addition, they sent a fun little thing of sticky notes. Isn't that wonderful? Where did these come from? Angu? Angu, I think is what it says on the back. So, with some ideas of where you can put them. But I just love those. Aren't those cute? So anyways, that was the Knit Crate box this month, which was amazing that they were able to get it done as quickly as they did, because they've changed locations. So how they were able to change locations to get everything out, I have no idea. But altogether, this package is worth $36, and that is not. I paid $24.95 for my package, and so it's just really cool. I love my Knit Crates yarns. Yeah, and whereby I am paying the subscription, and yes, I am on a yarn fast. I don't want to give up my Knit Crates yet. If I find myself overwhelmed, then I will, but I can always find use for them, and if I don't, then I will put them in the prize bin for my Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group. Anyways, that is my Knit Crates for the month of June. If you're interested, just go to the Knit Crate site. I will try to put the code down below here, whereby if you do subscribe, I can get some bonus points and you get a discount and all kinds of things. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you another time. Bye-bye.